My name's Mark Angelo Cummings, and I'm a trans man on a mission. Many of you are probably wondering, what's a trans man and what kind of mission does he have? Well, we'll talk about that shortly, but first I want to tell you a little bit about myself. Let's see, I was born in Havana, Cuba. Any Cubans out there? Okay, we're in Florida, I can handle that. I'm the eldest of 3 siblings, born cross-eyed, slightly autistic, and learning disabled. Really? I'm not joking, and I'm not dumb either. My gender and sex didn't match. That means I was born in the wrong body. I know. Can you imagine how my parents felt? Firstborn ever. A total factory reject. You gotta feel sorry for them. I can visualize them now, going through the paperwork. Birth certificate, how to feed a baby. Honey, I can't find that money back guarantee. Can you help me find it? Hey doctor, she thinks he's a boy. Little did they know, it was only the beginning of the challenges. Or I, for that matter. How many of you here actually remember the day you were born? Your birthday? Come on, show hands. Oh, don't tell me I'm the only one who remembers that. Well, you know what? You're in luck, because I'm going to take you there. Imagine, 1964, Havana, Cuba. Mother, spread eagle. Doctor facing her vagina. One last push, Miss Perdomo. You're almost there. Mother sweat poured down her forehead as she attempts her last push. Good job, said Dr. Robles. A man in his 50s, the wrinkles on his forehead expressed his travels and hard life. It's a beautiful baby girl. He gently places me on my mother's arms. Mr. and Mrs. Perdomo were delighted. All her fingers and toes were there. She's perfect and healthy, Mr. Perdomo exclaimed as he held little Maritza's hand. I looked around in distress, my big round brown eyes popping out of my head.
Wait a minute. Did someone say girl? What girl? Someone must have made a terrible mistake here. Someone must have made a wrong call. He meant boy. A handsome and strong boy. Hey doctor, rewind, call it again. I'm a boy, not a girl.
All these years inside my head and in my heart, I've seen myself as a boy or man. Yet they said I was born a girl. Imagine that. 39 years that freaking F followed me through my entire life. I tell you, and that was only the beginning of my challenges. How many of you actually remember potty training? Oops. Remember those times? I used to stand in front of that toilet, hours on end, trying to figure out how to make my stream, instead of going downward, going into the toilet. So I would spend hours watching my father try to figure out his techniques. It can't be that difficult, so I'd get back in front of that toilet and sat there hoping and poking myself, trying to find that magic button, to make my innie into an outie. Well, I never made that button, because I must have had a bunch of bruises all over my body, but that innie remained an innie. So I kept checking out my dad, and God, I must be missing something here. And I would go back and try it over again. I figure, well, maybe there's a time release mechanism. You know, like the kind that turkeys have. Pops out and tells you when they're ready. So I would stand there hoping, well, maybe one day it'll just pop out and my innie will become an outie and I will make the stream right in the toilet. But no, to no avail. Piss kept dribbling down my legs. Mind you, right around now, my mom's getting totally pissed off at me because I'm making a major mess on the floor. So now I'm listening and hearing this Sesame Street song play over and over again on my head. Remember that song? Which of these things just doesn't belong here? Which of these things aren't quite the same? Oh, can somebody tell me which doesn't belong here? And while we're at it, let's have them exchange. Yeah, that was a major task. Needless to say, I finally learned to sit down in the toilet because I couldn't stand my mother nagging at me. Oh boy, major challenges in my life. I remember well. Puberty. How many of you remember that time? Pizza face. You know, all them zits. Our bodies growing out of proportion and not all the same rates or time. Sometimes our arms were bigger than our trunks and one leg grew bigger than the other. You know, we walked around all uncoordinated, like kind of like a little orangutan and trying to keep that cool look about ourselves. Hey, what's up, man? You know, remember those times? But one of the really clear time that I remember is one morning getting up. I'm stretching, yawning, scratching, you know, the normal self. And all of a sudden I encounter these 2 big balloons on my chest. How in the world did this get here? What did I eat last night? Oh God, I hope they go away. But no, they never went away. As a matter of fact, they got bigger and bigger as time progressed. But my problems weren't over. Oh, no. Just when I thought what else could happen, well, I hate to say that because things always happen. One day, coming home from school, I'm walking, orangutan self, and I started feeling this really bad cramps. I'm talking about really god-awful cramps. Then I started to smell this god-awful odor. Cramps, odor, and all of a sudden felt this wetness in between my legs on my bloomers that my mom would make me wear. So I couldn't wait to get home and finally got home and sat down on the toilet. Finally, got them bloomers down and holy shit, what the hell is that? I scream and sure enough, my mother comes running into the bathroom. Hija, ¿qué pasó? Which means, daughter, what's wrong? I'm in such shock and horror that all I could do was point at the bloomers. And she smiles, gotta love her. Ear to ear smile, all the way. Ah, you're a woman now. I wanted to slap her and say, lady, bite your tongue. I've had to hear this lady girl thing all my life, and now you tell me that I have to live with this? As she proceeds to hand me this oversized napkin thing and tells me, put it in between your legs. Sup it up here. Oh God, I knew from that moment on that God hated women. Yeah, what the did we do to him? Oh, okay, so we ate from that forbidden fruit. God forbid. We ate from the fruit, now we have to have 5 days of bleeding, cramping, bloating, PMS, and all sorts of weird cravings. What did he do to Adam, huh? We don't see men running around with their peckers spewing blood all over the place. Hey, Eve, can I borrow your tampon, please? Oh, none of that. I got a few things that I want to talk to God about. First of all, hey, what's wrong with you, man? You make the brain one way, what happened to the other? Didn't match. Big mistake there, buddy. And, well, I've had to get over that, but let's talk about my mission. Trans man on a mission. Well, I want the world to look at us with different eyes. Eyes of compassion and understanding. I want people to realize that being transsexual is not a sin, a crime, or is a deviant behavior. We are a hormonal imbalance created at 8 weeks' time inside our mother's womb, where the brain and the body fail to communicate. Because of this, there are hate crimes, suicides, family breakups, and overall bigotry amongst religious groups. Hey, all we ask is for respect, to be able to mend our birth defects, to have doctors help us along the way. Remember this, God created all living creatures, all of us. And as one of God's greatest creation, I stand before this world and plead. Please stop hating and start understanding. Open up your hearts and your minds and realize we are God's children too. Amen. All right. I had a couple of Christian clients that really inspired me to write this poem. They were all for the death penalty and having guns. They liked to party but never told anybody because it wouldn't be Christian-like. So, I figured, I got these people's number. So, thanks to them, I was inspired to write this wonderful poem called My Thoughts. And it's actually intended for all those hypocritical, I hate to be judgmental, but you know the ones. Anyway, here's the poem.